Oh my god, am I at an angle? Am I at an angle? I do not know, and I do apologise about that shadow. The lighting is not great. If I take the lighting off, then the lighting's going to be absolutely not okay, and then this shadow's really doing my head in. This is annoying. This is really annoying me. Anyway, I can't believe I'm actually filming this video right now. I feel like I have not sat down in front of this camera in the longest time. It's literally collected dust. I bought this camera with the intent to, you know, drive myself, and it just did the opposite. And do you know what? I'm determined not to let that happen again. So I hope I'm going to be back on my channel quite consistently. There's been a lot going on, but hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm literally so happy to be here. Like I've literally missed this, and I'm back. I'm never going again. If you're new here, hello, my name's Chloe, and yeah, this video, I'm guessing, obviously, if you're watching it, you're wanting to find out about my 1 year kind of post-op update since having a breast uplift. I've actually done two other videos on this. So a year ago, if you've obviously not watched my previous videos, I went for a breast uplift, and it was down to the fact that I had really saggy boobs from losing a lot of weight. I lost like a total of like 5.5 stone. So as you can imagine, my boobs literally went down to my knees, and I was so unhappy. I was very unhappy. So I made a decision to change it and go for the implants, go for an uplift. I decided to obviously go against the implants. I've got nothing against the implants, by the way. I'm actually thinking about going for them, but at the time I just generally wanted the uplift and wanted to, yeah, have perky boobs like a 23-year-old would, or a 22-year-old at the time would want. So I decided to obviously do this update Q&A. I don't know what I'm going to call the video yet, but it's been a year, over a year, so I thought it would be good to obviously answer some questions. I thought it would be good to answer some questions and kind of take it from there really, and just update you on how my journey has been so far. I hope I get everything out. I do ramble a lot, so I do apologise. Fairly in the facts, so the previous video is obviously, it's on my channel. I will link it down below for you all, where I obviously do my whole journey from 2 weeks prior to going into surgery, and then leading 7 days post-op. So if you want to see me go into surgery, leading up to surgery, coming out of surgery, and all of that good stuff, and you really want to get an insight to how the day will go, then you can go check that video out. And then there is a Q&A, I think it was about a month after, with a few questions that everyone had. So that being said, there was a lot of questions, and I feel like it's been recently now the videos kind of had a lot of views, there is a lot of questions, so I thought I would jump on and answer them for you all, because it is so much easier rather than going through all the comments. So without kind of repeating myself too much, I picked out some questions that I think are most relevant and that a lot of people have asked, and I'm kind of just going to go through it all and answer them for you. And then also I did put a poll, not a poll, I'm going to move you, I'm so sorry, I just can't deal with that lighting. That is a little bit better, isn't it? I did put a question box onto my Instagram as well, because I thought maybe some people have got some questions over there, which they did. So I'm going to literally hit it off there, and yeah, I'm just going to go straight into it. So we're not here for about 30 minutes, but you probably will be here for 30 minutes if you're going to stick this video out that long. But the first question that actually someone asked was, are you glad you didn't get implants? I'm torn between getting implants or just the uplift. This is such a good question. Like, I don't regret not getting implants, but then I also do look back at the time and thought, should I have had them? I think implants give you that absolute desired look. So when I first come out of surgery and I looked at my breasts a week later, obviously my breasts were so swollen, and I was absolutely in love with them. They were so perky. I really want to obviously pop a picture up, but I don't have any pictures back at the time without it being too nudity to YouTube. So I do really apologise about that. A lot of people did say to me like there's no before and afters, and I generally don't know how I'm going to be able to show you before and after without YouTube taking it down again. I literally covered up everything, and they still was like, copyright bitch. I was like, right, okay, I don't want to get kicked off YouTube for showing my tits, but here we are. So yeah, back to that question. I am I'm torn. I'm so 50-50, you know. I love my boobs now, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I do think, oh, do I want them a bit higher? Because naturally my boobs are gonna go into their natural breast shape because they haven't put an implant in there to hold them, if that makes sense. And that's what my surgeon did say to me. You know, you're not gonna get that like boob job look. You are just gonna have naturally like just sitting breasts, which is what I wanted. So like, I don't know, I'm really torn because I have been thinking about implants, but at the same time it's not nothing that can be done once you've had the mastopexy, which is the Uplift. I don't think it's that expensive to go get the implants in, because all the other bit, like the hardest bit, has been done if you want the Uplift and the implants. So I don't know, it's definitely just worth talking and getting a consultation, because consultations are free and it depends on how you want your actual breasts to look. And the thing is, I was happy with my boob size, so I think I'm like a size D. I think I was an E before the actual Uplift, and I'm happy with a D. I think it's a bit pointless to put any kind of implant in there. I don't know, tricky one, 50-50. Who did you go with for yours? Did you stay within the NHS or did you go private? Unfortunately, I went private. The NHS, I'm trying to think back to the time of if I did try and go through the NHS, but I don't think, I don't think I even attempted. I was really down about it, but I think it was something that I could live with, so I didn't go through the NHS for that reason, because it was not, I did used to get backache with how saggy they were, but I knew it wasn't anything too urgent and I know they wouldn't have done anything, so it would have been ages. So I just went private and they paid for it, which, you know, like, it's just one of those, if you want something, you're gonna do it. And I just did not want to wait for the NHS to be like, no. So I think I'd still be waiting now, obviously, if I went through the NHS. So no, I went private. I had one 3 months ago. What do your scars look like now? What did you use? This is such a good question. It's literally the most frequent question. My scars are, I would say, incredible. So what I will do is, I'm not going to like show you on here, but I'm going to see if I can get some photos if you can see like the underline of the scarring. The scarring's absolutely fine, don't get me wrong. There's some tops I wear and I can see a bit of the scarring here, but I just think it's because I can see it. Other than that, so I had a lot of nipple taken away, and you cannot see where the outline of the nipple scarring is anymore. It literally looks like a nipple. You can't see any scarring at all. And then with regards to obviously underneath, you can still see it, but it's literally like, it'll fade. I know one of my friends had the same procedure about 10 years ago going back, and honestly you cannot see any of her scarring. But like I said, if I've got a photo I will pop it up here now of how my scarring is looking, and yeah, it's fine. It does not bother me one bit, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't use anything. I didn't use anything, I don't know why. I just got quite lazy and just didn't use anything. So I think obviously if you use bio oil and all those things, then maybe your scarring a lot better, but I just was not that bothered. I just knew that it was going to fade in time. So, and it was just something that at the time I was so happy that my breast sat up here that I was just, yeah, I wasn't really that bothered about the scarring anyway. Actually, I do have, yeah, actually, there was a bit of, so I thought that I was going to struggle with my scarring actually, because when I came out of surgery I was doing a lot of things that I shouldn't have been doing, like making the bed, doing heavy handling. Please, I beg you, do not do this, because I actually tore my scarring. I had dissolvable stitches, but I ended up like, it like split, like, so the way the scarring looks, it's like a bit of a smile and then like a T. It literally looks like an anchor, and where the kind of 3 dots, like the 3 kind of lines, you should say, met, that bit there like split open because I kind of reached up and did something, and it just split and it did not stop bleeding. I felt so faint, I had to go straight back to hospital. It was a nightmare, and there was blood absolutely everywhere. everywhere. I was so scared. My nipple actually went really dark as well, and I was absolutely cacking my pants. I was literally like, I'm about to lose my nipple, because that, just putting it out there, that is one of the risks of this. Don't want to scare you, but it scared me, and I still went for the procedure, but that is one of the risks, that you can lose your nipple. But to be honest, I think I'd rather have perky boobs than have a nipple, not gonna lie. I absolutely hated my other nipples, so whichever. So I would just say that just be careful, don't do too much, because I'm so lucky that it was there. And I think if I look closely, like you can see like this, how the scarring's healed a bit funny compared to the other one, but obviously it's hidden because my boob kind of like comes over it. So that's one thing I would probably take into consideration. Just be so careful. I know it's so tempting to get back to normality, just because you do feel fine. You really do feel fine. I was like, I'm absolutely fine, go back to work and do whatever, and it's just not the case. So unfortunately, yeah, you've got to rest, and just bear in mind they will obviously tell you that with your scarring and stuff, just to kind of take it easy, and yeah, don't risk anything with ripping your stitches open, because like that is going to have an impact on your scarring, obviously. And I am living proof of it, but it's not too bad, so it could have been a lot worse. Did I lose any sensitivity of the boobs? Absolutely, yeah, I did. Which is one of the reasons I wanted to do this video, actually, because this is like, I can update you on now my nipples, if that's not weird. But when I would say for about 6 months, I had no feeling in my nipples, none, like none. And the thing is, at the time I wasn't that bothered, but then I realised I get like my like sexually, my nipples are where I like to be, kind of like, it turns me on, just gonna put that out there. Like I like my nipples, so I like the sensation. Is this getting a bit weird? I think it's getting a bit weird, but anyway, it's just normal. So I was like, oh, I can't feel it, and it would just be really annoying because there's just nothing there, I couldn't feel anything. But your gal has actually got her nipple sensation back. I felt it coming back. So I don't know how I even realised, but I think someone went to me, like, I think it was either a friend or like, I think it was maybe even my boyfriend now, maybe pinched it, or I think I pinched it and realised I could feel it, and I was like, I can feel that, like I can absolutely feel that, that's mad. I think it was Alex, actually. Yeah, I think it was my boyfriend, like who I'm with now, and I was like, I was just so amazed, because I was literally like, when we first got into the relationship, I obviously told him about my nipples and I told him about my boob job and said that I couldn't feel it. So obviously that, you know, obviously he was interested. And yeah, I remember feeling it, how mad. So clarity, you will get your nipple sensation back. Don't get me wrong, again, that is a risk that they do say, that you might not get back, and I generally thought I was not going to get mine back, but I did. So it's possible, girls, it is possible. I'm so happy about that. Don't get me wrong, it's not fully back, and it's not the same feeling as it was before. If anything, I think it hurts a bit. So like when I rub the nipple in, why am I doing this on camera? I think it hurts more than, obviously I can feel it, but I feel like before I used to like the feeling of it, but I think now when I rub it, or like whoever, my boyfriend rubs it, it kind of hurts. So yeah, I don't know, this is a bit of a tricky one. I have got it back, but it's not the same. Oh, this is a really good question, actually. Going back to obviously taking it very easy, and this was obviously the hardest thing for me, I think, was exercise. I would say, I can't remember when my surgeon said I could go exercise again, but I think it took me a while. So at the time of when I had my boobs done, I was really into running and I ran a lot, and it really kept the weight off for me, and I knew that going for this surgery was going to be the biggest struggle for me, because I knew I couldn't exercise for a fair few weeks, and I mean like 6 to 8 weeks, like 2 months. So I think that was the biggest mental challenge for me, because it was so hard. Honestly, I could not exercise. it felt so uncomfortable. Even though I felt fine like talking to you right now, but I attempted a run and I couldn't. I felt like my boob was going to fall off. It was really weird. So I would say, like, I don't think I got into exercise for, I think I was off I want to say 3 months. I can't remember when I fully got back into running. And I obviously you have to wear the support bra for a very long time as well, and I think I had that on for like a good 4-5 months. I don't know, I think I might be lying there. It was a fair, I'm getting mixed up with maybe weeks and months. No, I think it was a good few, I think it was about 4 months, and then I just did not wear a bra. Because that was the main reason I wanted to have this as well, because I did not want to wear a bra. And I've never worn a bra since. Like, literally, unless it's a bralette for a night out. What size were you before and after surgery? I would love to have this done after 3 children. I hate my boobs now. Honestly, I literally feel your pain so much. Like I said before, I did touch on this previously. I think I was like an E, double D, and then now I'm about a D. So to be honest, I think I've gone a bit bigger. I think my boobs have like fluctuated a lot since, because I have gained a few pounds as well, like a lot of weight since obviously the surgery. So I actually think my boobs are probably a lot bigger now, but I would probably say that I'm a D. And obviously before I was an E / like double DE. So I've only really gone down 1 cup size, but like I said, I don't wear a bra, so I actually wouldn't know what I actually am. So guys, I should get measured really. This was a really quite a good question. So you can't breastfeed after a breast lift. When I did the research, it seemed like my sources said it wouldn't have an impact on the ability to breastfeed. And all I can say for this question is please ask your surgeon, because this is what my surgeon said to me, and I don't know whether or not, because the surgery that I had very big nipples, very big. They were not okay, like burger nipples, like it's putting it out there. And I was so self-conscious of them, and my surgery, I had so much of my nipple took off. I've got tiny nipples now, but I had so much of my nipple took off. My surgeon said I couldn't, so I just don't know. I don't know whether it's because I had a lot of nipple taken away or whatever, but it's just something to obviously clarify with your surgeon, and take it from there, because I don't want to sit on here and say no, you can't breastfeed, because it might not be the case. Can you do a breast lift without implants? Even though I lost all my fat after losing weight, I still can do it without implants. Yeah, you definitely can. I think again it comes down to the surgeon. So I've had a lot of friends that have had an uplift, but they've had to have implants as well to have that like overall look of a breast uplift, because obviously their boobs were so big that having the uplift, it would just naturally sag again. So I think it just depends on how heavy your boobs are and what size you are, and the overall look that you want. So my advice is obviously just speak to your surgeon. They can do like 3D designs and everything now. I think obviously if you're like a D, it's absolutely fine, or an E, but I think if obviously any bigger than that breast size, then I think it may be a bit of a trouble to uplift it without the reduction and an uplift maybe. Or if you don't want the reduction, then I don't know, it's just something to obviously ask your surgeon. But that is what one of my friends had. They had an uplift but had to have implants as well, because obviously it wouldn't, the boobs would just naturally go back to how they were before in like the space of a year, apparently. This is just only what I've been told. I think that is everything. That was quite a short video for me, like who am I? I think that's everything. I hope I've like answered some of the questions, and like I said, if you've got any more questions, you know, feel free to pop them in there down below. I will get them answered for you. But other than that, I do think I've absolutely covered everything about my journey. I can't believe it's been a year post-op. It's absolutely crazy. I'm just saying, if anyone is thinking about having this done, my advice to you is obviously really think about it. Really think about it. Only do it for yourself. only do it for yourself, and really obviously check in with, really research your surgeon. I would highly recommend who I went to, and I actually went to the Spire in Manchester, and his name was Mr. Duncan, and I believe he's still there. So he does free consultations. I highly recommend him. He's absolutely looked after me, and there is a good aftercare package there as well, where obviously you can see him again if you've got any problems. Like I said, I was going back to that hospital a lot of times after my Uplift, just because of the scarring, since obviously the rip of the stitch, it did bleed a lot, so I had to go back into like big bandages and stuff. But yeah, other than that, I think that is absolutely everything. If I have missed anything, I'm sorry, drop it down below. Like I said, I'll get it answered. But thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'll hopefully see you very soon for a brand new video. Bye.